Phantom Abyss is an early access asynchronous roguelike that was released over 4 months ago, because I don't know how any of the stuff I'm using even works. The story before the game are on these tablets that I can't read, so whatever I say is 100% correct. So let's get started. The story is that you did an Undertale, and you did not bring your PhD in archaeology. So now you're stuck in this place called the Abyss with this giant talking god statue, and the only way to get out is to collect a bunch of relics. What you're supposed to do is go into this portal, which will lead you into a temple, avoid everything that isn't trying to kill you, probably fail, collect the relic. Death just sends you back to the hub, or that is what a roguelike is. But from a lore standpoint, it's probably because your body and soul is now stuck in this purgatory for all eternity with no clear way of ever getting out. The gameplay takes something as simple as going from point A to point B incredibly complicated. One of the first temples you'll probably clear is a tutorial level. Well, that's for games journalists to clear. If you think it will be that easy in a normal game, that is absolutely wrong. For you see, I've been there times and I only got one red relic. Now you're probably confused because I said a red relic. That is because there's multiple temples within a temple. It's a temple within a temple within a temple. Think of it as a Mashoka doll that can actually fight back. Green is the easiest and it's the one that you start out in. Blue is the next one and is the second hardest, and then you have red. If anyone dies within a temple, they can never do that specific version ever again, and they leave behind a phantom, which will copy everything that they do. More on that later. If someone beats it fully, no one else can do it ever. Thing of note is that the blue and green temples also have relics, but red is the only guaranteed one, because whenever someone gets into the blue or green temples first, they can replace one of the relics with a bag of sand, just like that one guy tried to do in that one movie. So, there's a small chance that when you get to the blue or green temples, all the relics will be replaced with bags of sand. And luckily for you, the relics are used for more than just continuing the story. I think this game has like 6 cutscenes in total. They are used on the whips, which are the things that let you disable traps and grapple into them. And yes, there is more than just the default one, and they are all absolutely garbage. For see, how they work is that all of them have positives and negatives, and the negatives usually inhibit the positives. For you see, I have this whip where I can sit in a puddle of water and pay 50 coins to heal a heart. But the thing is, every time that I do get hit, I lose all my coins like I am Sonic the Hedgehog. Here's another one. This is a whip that heals me every time I receive a blessing, but I am reduced to 1 heart. This is probably the point where I tell you that a trap does a heart of damage. As in, a dart can fly across the entire room, hit me in the toe, and I will probably fall over and die. And there's plenty more. And if you manage to collect a relic of the same color as the whip or higher, then you can remove the negative effect, so it's actually usable. Another thing that all these whips share is that if you die with that whip, you lose it. You can only get it back when somebody else beats the temple that you died in, or you pay in keys. Now you're probably thinking that the game can't possibly be harder, but everything gets harder when the Guardian arrives. They are the constant threats that are invincible. So the correct answer isn't whip, it is run. The most difficult of the 3 is the red one, which I would call Evil Pac-Man. The other 2 just teleport around and shoot a projectile. The other one just bites you, which immediately ends your run. Also, it phases through solid matter, so I hope you like being on the other end of what is essentially a Pac-Man game. He also has the ability of making you choose 4 life units. But it's not all doom and gloom, for you see, you have phantoms. They are the players that previously died in this temple. Assuming you're not the first person to ever sat in the temple, think of them as recordings of other people going through the temple. So, you can copy their homework up until the point that they die, and hopefully you don't copy the way they die. Now, it's pretty obvious at this point that if they got recordings of other people going through the temple, then it requires an internet connection. If your computer is a potato, or you live in McDonald's in the middle of the desert, your chances of winning are going to be fried. Another thing that you could use that probably won't kill you are blessings. For you see, the giant talking god statue wants money, and I don't know about you, but I don't see anywhere I can spend this currency. Is he thinking ahead so if he does manage to get out, he can buy a house? But anyways, he has these shrines that are set up in the temple that you can pay a bunch of money to and you get a blessing. It will give you a choice, but you can only pick one of them. If you see the double jump or the wings, those are the best ones. Take it. If you pick anything else, you're wasting money. And one last thing, you're the only person in the temple. No one's going to steal the relic from under your nose. You have unlimited time. The only person that's going to kill you is you, or your internet service provider. Now here's the part in this review where I give a call to action to make you either purchase the game or not purchase it. But I really don't care if you purchase the game or not. It's your money. You also got the fact that the game's in early access. The game updated twice and I had to redo parts of this video. The game is probably going to update again and make half my videos useless. But if you're still on the fence of making an actual decision, I could do a run of me actually trying to bless a red whip, because I have not done that. I have not played since like the first week of this game. Now let's just hope that doesn't take 4 months. Okay, bye.